Hey guys, Kris Jones here for episode 29 of Ask Me Anything. As I promised in the last video, I'm going to give you a summary today of why I did this multi-part series. My goal was to provide you with some tips and strategies to grow your business, to make more money, and to find your passion. I hope you really enjoyed that previous video because it's my life's mission to help people really tap into their God-given talents and the juices, the excitement, the energy that they approach everything in life with. Remember one of the lessons from a previous video, and we know this lesson because we've all had challenges. In life, it's not how you fall or how many times, but how you pick yourself up. I would take that even a step further, that when push comes to shove, guys, your quality of life is going to be directly correlated with your ability to live your life with passion, to live it with as much juice and excitement and vigor as anyone you know. And I can tell you from experience that it's contagious. When you're able to develop your talents and your God-given gifts and start to tap into the energy of life, I'm telling you, things just start to go, not everything is perfect, but things start to go in your favor. There's something cosmic going on out there, and there's been a lot of books written on this, that we attract into our life the types of things that we focus on and the vision that we see for ourselves. If we have a shitty vision, or if we're a negative, pessimistic, if we spend too much time being negative or pessimistic, it should be no surprise about the quality of your life. But if you get to a point where you're positive and optimistic and you're tapping into your purpose and your God-given talents and your passion, isn't it crazy that that's at the root of entrepreneurial success? You've got to learn the blueprint. You've got to understand that people before you have succeeded. You've got to almost have fun with the idea that 9 out of 10 fail. But you're going to approach it with the assumption that you're going to be part of the 10% that succeed. And this video series, and there's a ton of information out there, you could buy books, you could go to seminars, you could do all the things that successful people do. You've got to commit. You've got to commit to, number one, putting together a blueprint for your business and for your life. And number two, you've got to stop the negativity and pessimism that's out there, and you've got to incorporate more positivity and optimism in your life. And I am giving you some of the secrets on how I did it and how you could do it. So there were 3 things that we covered in this series. Number one, how to grow your business. I argued that too often we spend too much time and energy focused on ideas, when at the end of the day, the 10% win through execution. It's great to have a good idea. If you could marry both a great idea with execution, you're certainly onto something. But the great idea is not required. I know that that's going to seem counterintuitive, my friends, but the 10% learn how to execute. It's all about execution. I shared with you the importance, and I've shared it in the past and I'm going to share it in the future. I want you to be able to nerd out just like me over balance sheets and profit loss statements and cash flow statements. Imagine if we could get to the point where you could make that commitment, where you're going to go from beyond just financial reporting to financial analysis. So in other words, not only, oh, look it, the numbers came in good this month and they're better than last month or last week, but what do those numbers tell you about the health, viability, and the future of your business? You put yourself in a position to fall in love with numbers and to make those types of judgments. I could promise you, you're going to be in. You're going to feel a lot of. You're going to experience a lot of success. So it's all about execution. So growing your profits. I shared a bunch of tips, but there is no better tip than becoming obsessed with creating raving fans, with serving your customer, meeting and exceeding their expectations. My friends, I think that's a business model. Remember how I said ideas are a dime a dozen? I just gave you a business model. Satisfying and exceeding the expectations of your customer is a business model. Ask yourself, is it part of your business model? Or are you focused on the what and the how and not the why? Serve your customers. If you serve them, meet their expectations or exceed their expectations, they will bring their friends. No better way of growing your money than not having to pay for a new customer acquisition. And the amazing thing is if you could meet or exceed the expectations of the person they bring, they'll bring people. In the tech space, we call that a viral coefficient. In other words, one person bringing in two who brings in two, and then that virus sort of takes off. Companies like Zappos have done it to the point where they built a $1 billion online shoe business, not by selling shoes. Of course they sold shoes, but they did it by delivering and over-delivering in terms of the customer experience and the value that they attributed to serving their customers. No better way of making more coinage than creating customers and fans that just absolutely love the products or services that you provide. Then finally, finding your passion starts by you making a commitment to answering some of the questions that I shared about, or that I shared with you in the previous episode. What's your purpose? What do you love? What do you hate? Why do you wake up in the morning, and why should anyone care? I know it sounded then, and it probably sounds right now, as fluffy. If you didn't answer those questions, I want you to answer them now. I want you to go back to the previous episode, and I want you to go through it with a notepad, and I want you to write down the responses. I swear to God that I personally have gone through that process. And I not only have gone through that process once, I've gone through it multiple times. Because I think at the end of the day, finding your passion, connecting with a level of happiness that's motivated through your God-given gifts and talents is an exercise that's lifelong. It's just that once you tap into it, it's like a train who's left the station. It's already left. There's no room, there's no time for like pessimism and negativity and stuff. You've already tapped into your juice. And that often starts with asking yourself those questions. And some of the questions aren't, traditional, like they seem a little bit too flowery, but trust me on that. And at the end of the day, with regard to your business, your why needs to connect with the customer, right? It needs to drive the customer back into your storefront. So you ultimately have to say, not only why does it matter to you, but why should they care, right? At the end of the day. And so I think that's a skill that's a skill. I just had a random thought of just almost like a case study, real life example. So there's a local place here in northeastern Pennsylvania called the Jazz Cafe. Actually been there dozens of times, and the food is awesome. But guess what? That's not what they're known for. They're actually known for their music. They're known for their stage. They're known for the location of it. So at the end of the day, that place has become an iconic place here in northeastern Pennsylvania because of one man's. I mean, there's probably more than one, but I believe his name is Tom Williams, if I'm not mistaken. But because of his passion for music and his desire to share music with people. It just so happened that the owner built a pretty successful, probably multi-million-dollar restaurant around it. But around that person's passion, Tom Moran, not Tom Williams, it's Tom Moran, my bad. But around his passion for music. So if you could incorporate your passion into whatever it is that you do, and you could connect it to an actual business model that makes money, now that would be pretty good. I feel like I've been able to do it. So I think you could do it too. I believe in you, and I hope that this series was introspective for you. I can't wait to see you for episode 30. In episode 30, we will surprise you with some different format or some different location, because that's what I'm trying to do at least every 10 videos. Listen, we have 100 of these to go through. For those of you that are new, thank you for watching. For those of you that have watched more than 5 videos, comment for me and say, Kris, I've watched all 5. If any of you have watched every single video, I swear to God, I love you and you're awesome. And so grateful that you would trust me and that you would believe in me and that you're finding enough value to watch these videos. If you've watched every video, please let me know. That is unbelievable. But I would love for you guys to comment here and say, hey, I've watched a bunch and I'm getting value. Hey, Kris, I like the series, but I'd like you to dive deeper into a particular topic. Please let me know that. It makes my life a lot easier producing these videos. You guys know that this whole video series started with me standing in front of an iPhone, and I just didn't feel like I was making the proper investment in the quality of the videography that I wanted to deliver to you. Not that you guys you couldn't have got the content, but I just felt like I needed to make that investment. And you guys know I've disclosed this. I've invested $10,000 in this video series so that I could bring you guys not only good content, I hope, and get your feedback on making it even better, but high quality. So stick around. Let me know how I could do better. Let me know what topics you guys are interested in, any questions that you have, and I will see you for episode 30.